Chip Zdarsky and Mike Hawthorne drop Batman into the deep end as Bruce awakens in a world not his own, filled with new and deadly threats. Chip Zdarsky follows up the Failsafe storyline with a direct sequel arc that gets a little multiversal and drops Bruce into a world without Batman, pitting Bruce against some new threats along with his own scrambled mind, which begins playing tricks on him. Chip makes a vulnerable and extremely fallible Batman look so damn easy to write, stripping Batman back to just a guy in a costume who is still very much human, and thanks to that, he can get hurt and he can fail at his mission, which he does quite a fair bit this issue. This also makes it a lot of fun to see Bruce struggling to be the hero rather than the Bat God a lot of people want him to actually be most of the time. The world Zdarsky also creates is interesting, since while it could easily just be multiversal shenanigans and Failsafe has zapped him over into a world without Batman so he can save it, there's also a psychological lean to it, and this could all be Bruce's mind trying to fix itself and become a better Batman by having him save Gotham again. Especially since this world is all about being sane or insane, almost like another layer hidden in his mind like Zur-En-Arrh was, so because of that I'm very excited to see how Chip explores it all. Mike Hawthorne journeys through Bruce's world-hopping adventure with some dark artwork this issue, building out Gotham that is, as Batman puts it, more foreboding, and it feels like that. I don't know how he managed to do that with just setting it inside this apartment building for most of the issue, but he managed to make it feel a lot scarier. And I also love his new Harvey Dent design, borrowing elements from monstrous characters like Mr. X from Resident Evil 2 to create a really unique version of Dent that is intimidating and capable. Batman issue 131 was a great continuation of Zdarsky's stories, throwing Batman into the deep end without a paddle while building out an interesting and unique take on an alternate world. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Batman issue 131 finds two lowlifes taking the unconscious Batman's utility belt, thinking the hero is some venomed up freak and is probably dangerous. Bruce awakens, with the last thing he remembers being Failsafe blasting him with an energy weapon in the Arctic. Bruce finds that he's in Crime Alley, but it's not the same Crime Alley he knows, as something is different about it. A skeleton man appears, telling him that he needs to be careful since he might break his brain again. Bruce thinks that Zur-En-Arrh damaged his mind too much, and the skeleton hears his thoughts, knowing he's not damaged at all, and it's really him. The skeleton introduces himself as Jim Gordon, and they fight crime together. Bruce knows this isn't his Earth, and Failsafe sent him there without proper acclimatization, meaning his mind must be scrambled from some sort of multiversal poisoning. Jim knows that it's not that, as Bruce tries to assess the situation and piece things together, making Jim exclaim that that's the Dark Knight he knows. Bruce heads to the rooftops, spotting his brownstone, but it appears not to have been lived in for years. He thinks about going to Wayne Manor to give him clues, but Gordon tells him to hurry up and catch up to him. Bruce spots that Wayne Tower is something different in this universe and is much taller, making him feel like this Gotham is more foreboding and darker, but it's all still Gotham and he's still Batman. Elsewhere, Judge Dent demands a woman answer his questions, deeming her to be insane, so he shoots the mother with a tranquilizer. He demands this man take her outside to the cars as he goes to another apartment, kicking in the door and demanding the man inside tell him if he's sane or insane. Harvey explains that those are the only two states Gotham recognizes and he judges them, but there is a third state which only he decides the power over: death. Bruce knows that with all his tools and costume destroyed and body broken, he still has the darkness and always has. Bruce grabs Harvey from behind, but the monstrous villain pushes him back through a wall into another apartment, making Bruce realize that he's superpowered by venom, but it's nothing he can't handle. As Harvey demands to know who he is to interfere with justice, Bruce realizes this is Harvey Dent, which confirms his suspicions that this is definitely in the multiverse. Dent attacks, grabbing Bruce and slamming him into a table, deeming the man insane for even trying to fight him. Cops try and shoot Bruce, but he manages to put Harvey in an arm lock, pushing them into the cops as he reminds himself to stay aware of his surroundings. Suddenly, Firefly appears in the window, blasting the room with fire. Bruce grabs the old lady the apartment belonged to and gets her to safety on the fire escape, telling her to get to the ground level and hide. Judge Dent grabs Bruce, pulling him back into the burning building as he declares that his ruling is final and Bruce is to die. The hero finds a baseball bat, hitting Harvey, but but he realizes the venom coursing through Dent must be a modified strain since the usual strikes aren't working. Dent punches Bruce in the face, but before he can deliver the deadly finishing blow, he is struck in the face by some knives thrown by a young woman who tells Bruce to move. Bruce tackles the woman out of the burning building as he is shot in the leg by the cops, catching the fire escape on the way down as he tells her to get to safety. Bruce's bullet wound takes its toll, so the woman helps him into her car. Bruce knows that he's at 20% and he can't heal fast enough as he wonders if he or Batman is alive on this world, and the skeleton Gordon tells him that that's the $1,000,000 question. Elsewhere, a man tells Selina Kyle that while he is a couple of thousand short, she is still getting $1,000,000 from him. Selina understands, since if she was him, she would skim money as well, and it's expected since 5% losses are part of the picture, and she's planned for them. She scratches the man in the face and pulls him to the ground, knowing that bragging about it is what she doesn't like. Her assistant interrupts her, saying that Red Mask is on the phone, and Selina hopes that this isn't about the Cobblepot heist, but Red Mask knows it's something that she needs to drop everything for, as a raven from Red Mask appears with a letter in its claws. Red Mask tells Selina that this is her top priority as she retrieves the picture from the raven, finding it to be Bruce. Red Mask hangs up, knowing that he has waited a long time for Bruce to arrive. In a rundown building, Bruce patches himself up as the woman who rescued him introduces herself as Julia, but everyone just calls her Jewel. Bruce introduces himself as he asks where her parents are, but Jewel doesn't answer, going to get more alcohol for Bruce's wounds. Bruce knows that he shouldn't have asked that, knowing Jewel is an orphan, just by the look in her eyes, since it's the same look that Dick, Jason, and Tim had, and he knows behind her eyes is the darkness. Jim Gordon appears before Bruce again as he knows that it's like living in Gotham, and it's why Batman exists and why in this universe he knows that there is no Batman and Bruce Wayne is dead. Bruce realizes that this is Failsafe's compassion and a gift to him. It's a Gotham without Batman and a Gotham that needs saving.